Hello everyone, how are you doing? Hope everything is fine at your end. Okay, let us come to the topic. In the previous lecture, we have been talking about the tanker safety, and in that we have familiarized ourselves with a tanker. So in that we discussed why a tanker is hazardous, what is the hazards on tanker, and how this that is explosion. Then we talked what is explosion, and then we talked about what are the various ways we can avoid this chance of explosion. Then we talked about by using various EX protected equipment in order to see that there is no spark or the heat energy supplied to those areas which are coming under hazardous zone, where there is a possibility of combustible gas air mixture being present. So that we had discussed. Then we talked about the tanker classifications. We talked about the 4 types of tankers, and while discussing type A tanker, I had mentioned that these tankers are intended to carry oil in bulk, having a non-flammable liquid of temperature up to 60 degrees. It is not, I want to make a correction here, it is not non-flammable, it is non-boiling liquid of in bulk of the close test point not exceeding more than 60 degrees. So this is the correction. Now we are going to talk in today's lecture about the various type of EX protected equipment. In previous lecture we had talked about zones. We have divided the ship tanker into hazardous and normally safe area. Then hazardous area we segregated as zone 0, zone 1, zone 2. Now we are going to talk about the EX protected equipment which is suitable for these zones. First we'll talk about what all are the EX protected equipment, then which all are the EX protected equipment suitable for which zone, okay, its application in a particular zone. So on the screen, if you see, I have already mentioned about EX is explosion protection, then EX followed by a letter identifying the type of protection employed. Okay, so EX followed by a letter. See here, we'll talk about the various EX protected equipment and the symbols. First we'll see the symbols of those EX protected equipment. So the symbols are EXIA, EXIB, EXD, EXP, EXE, EXS and EXN. These are EXI indicates for intrinsic safety, and EXI is intrinsic safety. So both are intrinsically safe system. And but what is the difference between these two? They are having the similar standard of safety, but EXI is having a standard of safety higher than the EXIB. In what way? When I say it is similar, otherwise, what is the difference then? This gives this provides intrinsic safety in a circuit for 2 fault or against 2 fault. Here this provides intrinsic safety, okay, for 1 fault in a circuit. So this is the only difference. So from that point of view, we see that this is having a higher standard of safety as compared to the EXIB. So we use only a highest standard of safety equipment in zone 0 because this is highly hazardous zone or highly hazardous area. EXIB, we can use it in zone 1. We have already discussed in lecture 1 what is zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2. So what all are the EX protected equipment? We can use it for zone 1. This is EXIB, EXD, EXP, EXE, EXS. These are the ones we can use it in zone 1. And then zone 2 will be using only EXN. Rather, we can use any of these in zone N. This is specifically for zone 2, that is EX is explosion protection or explosion protected. So EXN is explosion protected non-sparking type. This has got the least standard of safety and that we are using only for zone 2. This we cannot use for zone 1 or zone 0 because this is having the least standard of safety. Now the one which is EXIB, EXD, EXP, what are these? These are intrinsic safety, B type, explosion protected flame proof, D stands for flame proof. Okay. Then EXP, explosion protected pressurization type. This P stands for pressurization type. EX, explosion protected, E stands for increased safety. EXS is explosion protected special protection. Okay. So these are the ones which we can use it for zone 1. But since this is having a higher standard than EXN type, we can use this for zone 2 also. But this is having a less standard of safety than EXIA. So these cannot be used for zone 0. Okay. Have you understood? So we have talked so far about the zones, what is EX protection and what are the various type of EX protected equipment used on board ship, on a tanker. Okay. So and this is the zone wise suitability of this EX protected equipment. Okay. Now let us talk about some manufacturers are manufacturing this EX protected equipment, explosion protected equipment. But what is the guarantee that it is in compliance? If it doesn't comply the requirement, then even if we are using a EX protected equipment, that will not be giving me protection against explosion. Okay. So this has to be standardized, this has to be certified, and then but then who will certify it? It has to be certified means what? Means it is complying with all the requirements which is required for the protection against explosion in a particular zone. Okay. So this has to be tested, then this has to be inspected, and then only the authorities, they stamp it, they put a stamp on the equipment indicating, ensuring that these are in compliance, or this indicates, the certification indicates that these are in compliance with the requirement, and if they are used in particular zones with a particular gas group and all the various characteristic of the gas, then its suitability as per the characteristic of the gas, its temperature classification, gas group, etc. that we will be talking in the next class. So then this is going to give a protection against explosion. Okay. So the thing is, who all are the approving body or certifying body? So different countries has their own certifying bodies, but two are very common, and in India we are following this British Test House. Okay. So there are mainly we'll talk about various others, but we are taking two into consideration. One is the UK test house, this one, and the emblem for the UK test house is this. Then the other is European standard. This is the emblem of that is this, and this indicates, or this represents the European standard IEC mark. IEC is International Electrotechnical Commission. So these are the two. Then we have various other. In USA, we have got USA. Actually, they do not have their national certifying body, but these are the bodies who are certifying that. This is UL Underwriters Laboratories and FM Factory Mutual Research Corporation. Then we have got for Norway, it is DNV, Det Norske Veritas. Then we have got SA for Australia, SAA. Canada, it is CSA. So these are various certifying bodies. There are various examining, approving bodies. Okay. So we'll stick to these two, British Test House and European standards. Okay. So these are the emblems. Okay. And they are the bodies who are going to certify manufactured equipment, and they will be, these, when it is used in your hazardous area in the specified zone for a specified gas group with all the gas characteristic that we'll be discussing, then it will be ensuring that there will not be any or it will be protected against the explosion. So this is about the today's lecture. We have talked about the various EX protected equipment that we use on board a tanker, and then we also talked about the suitability, which of these EX protected equipment can be used in which zones. Then we talked about the classification and identification system. So these are your now what is this BASEEFA, which is UK Test House? This is the abbreviation, stands for British Approval Services for Electrical Equipment in Flammable Atmosphere. Okay. So this is all about your test house or certification body, the various type of protected equipment. Okay. So next class we will be talking about the characteristic of gas group, explosion limits. We'll compare with 4 type of gases. We'll take for example 4 type of gases, and we'll analyze those gases from the various point of view, which are one of the factors for the explosion. So when the EX predictor or when the certification is given to the equipment or for the equipment, then all these various characteristics that is taken into consideration, that will discuss when we'll be going through that part of the tanker safety. So next class the next lecture will talk about that. This is all for today, and thanks for listening. Stay safe.